In this video I thought I would do a yard tour. Everything's a bit of a working process at the minute, but I've always really enjoyed watching these, so I thought I would give one a go. Thought I would start off in the yard. So we've got 5 stables. This one's Charlie's, and they all have their own little unique beds. So Charlie's is on a return around the corner. Same as Tristan's bed. Shawnee's bed. Buddy's bed. And Torello's bed. So the yard is right by my house. So we've got a couple of bits like a nice fence here. It's all gated and everything like that. And a lovely tiled surface so that in the winter, and there's also a bar that goes across there. So that in the winter, if the weather's really awful, like when it was snowing, horses can come out on the yard. And there's a wire over there to there, so that we can have a couple of horses out at a time, 2, no more than that, 2. And that's always been really handy. We've also had Tristan on box rest a couple of times, so the yard's also been super duper handy for that. Then coming to this bit is the tack room. It is a bit of a make-do tack room. This is actually my dad's shed. But we have borrowed it because we originally had 3 horses and used the 4th stable for tack room, and yeah, now we've got 5. So there's cupboards with got grooming kits and grooming stuff in here. That's all my bath stuff down there. Basically I've got way too much, but yeah, the boys' grooming kits. All of the rugs are on here, all bagged up from being washed this summer. Boots, things like that, medical stuff in that box, spare tack in here. Yeah, more rugs, I'm pretty sure in here, yeah, more rugs. All of their feed is here. Supplements, painkillers and stuff like beauty gel, stuff like that. And in here there's spare hats, and spare bits and bobs in all of these. I think there's even more spare hats in there as well. And then all of the mucking out stuff is sort of just piled there for a minute. And then we've got Sean's saddle there, all of my numbers and saddle pads all there. And then all of these saddles are here. We do have too many at the moment. And then all the bridles there, whips here, scissors, and then the lock for the tack room. So yeah, that is it for the tack room. It's definitely a bit of a mess, organised mess. If you come down here, which is this sort of a return on this bit of the yard, down here is the wheelbarrows round the back and the bedding shed. Again, the bedding shed is pretty temporary, but it actually works out quite well for what we need it for. And then I come all the way up here. This is where we keep the harrow. And then this is the hay area, which we are going to run the hay out and clear this whole area. Okay, so I've come all the way back down to the yard to go up this track here. So we've got some of the winter paddocks here. This is Buddy's winter paddock. And then we'll carry on up here. Again, that's where the harrow is kept. It's just the other side of the buildings. This is Charlie's winter paddock. This paddock occasionally gets shut off from them in the winter. Sometimes we'll let them in it if it's okay, but once the leaves have dropped, we leave this just because of the oak leaves. And obviously down there is where the hay is. Now this is either Tristan's or Torello's winter field. We didn't have Torello this winter, so we are going to have a bit of a rearrange with the paddocks. But Sean's in there currently, and that is because we've had to make a little temporary field for Mr. T. He had an infection, if people didn't know, if they don't follow my Instagram. So he's just on his last bit of box rest, so he has come out to a small field just to stop him running round, even though he is older, so he's trusted to come into a small paddock at least. So this is his little paddock. We've got to put one more post up because he was there. We've moved him over now so that he's got more grazing, and we'll probably move him over once more potentially. We'll just see how he goes, see if he can be sensible. So then if we carry on through this track, we have the school, and then all the way up there is the muck heap. So the school is 35 by 50, perfect size to get a nice course of jumps in there, but not too big that you feel out of control when you're doing flat work. We got it about 2 years ago here now. We absolutely love it. I mean, it's been absolutely amazing for me and Buddy, and now me and Torello, obviously Charlie. Yeah, it's been absolutely brilliant. So this was a course that I did on Torello yesterday. I've got to go and change that this evening for little Charlie. Got the jump storage there, and then pole racks there, but obviously I'm using pretty much everything at the moment. So carrying on from here to the school is the summer paddocks, which the other 3 boys are in currently, right up the end there. They are all on individual turnout at this yard. So yeah, and then there's this little track. We've got a track all the way around the school. And then here's the second entrance to the arena. And the reason being that we put this in is because our original plans for the school and these paddocks was to have the stables here. So I thought I would do a yard tour now, and then one once we've got the new stables, to sort of show the progression of everything here. Yeah, it's got a more sort of tarmacy surface, and that goes all the way up to the other entrance on the yard, which is right up the end there, which I'm not walking to because that will take me ages. Sun's literally just gone in, so I'm just going to try not to squint too much. That's it for this yard tour. I thought I would finish it in the school because I've got to change all the jumps around for Charlie tonight. I thought it'd be really nice for me to look back on this, even though everything's a work in process, for when that we do have the new stables and things are a bit more organised, a little bit more finished off. It'll be something really nice to look back on. Hopefully I'll do another yard tour at that point, and it'll be nice to compare where we were to where we are now. So yeah, hope you enjoyed.